1051.
Since the day you stepped into the MC scene, biting your moves, taking fake awards, saying everyone else is perpetrating the fraud, but you're nothing but a clone of my flesh and bone. Now you're trying to play grown on the microphone, but I tell you about a night, and you know I'm right when you listen to us rocking to the broad daylight, and then you looked in the sky and you started to cuss, but then you...
Shout out EmEz and tune in to the sit down.
Boy, you should have known by now. Easy does, easy does, easy does.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's your main man, EmEz. This is the sit down. Across from me or next to me, or however way we want to talk about it. Hip hop pioneer legend Melle Mel in the building. Flexing early.
Ooh.
Oh shit. Oh boy. Listen, I'm not going to jam y'all up. My cousin's in the building. He's a big bodybuilder, weightlifter, whatever you want to call him, guy.
Yeah, I see you got some size over there. I see you got some size. You know what I mean?
We were in here talking about these would be two big bears just going at it in here. Wow.
Yeah, I thought I had to do some extra push-ups or something.
No.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no. I don't want no problems. Mel's muscles look huge. All right, so now, how are you doing?
Good, real good. I be waking up nowadays. I be feeling real good about things. Workouts going good. Business is good, you know. So
Well, what kind of business you in?
Same music business, you know. We get ready to go on tour with Sugar Hill Gang in May. We're gonna be out in the UK and in Europe from May to like the end of August. You know, we're working on album. We always work on music, so that we're just trying to find the right situation to where they could put it out and it don't be a frisbee, you know.
Okay.
But and everything is, you know.
How's your relationship with Sugar Hill Gang?
Great. Yeah. We just did a show at Bucknell University yesterday. Yeah, so it was, you know, it's real good. You know, white Ivy League college. They didn't even know no hip hop other than Sugar Hill stuff for some reason.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but see, that's the between our stuff. Our stuff is pop. Is pop music. Sugar Hill Rapper's Delight, The Message, Apache, White Lines. Those are pop records, and most of rap is basically niggerachi. So, you know, when you put it, you know, with white kids, it was white college kids, young college kids. They didn't know, like I usually do a rundown of all the, you know, Run DMC and get them to sing along. They didn't know nothing. I had to bail out the whole routine because the young, you know, it was all white kids, so they didn't really know no hip hop except for our stuff.
Do you think it's because they're white kids or because you think the young kids just are disconnected with that era?
No, it's just because it's the type of records that the Sugar Hill records were compared to all the other music. You see what I'm saying? It's like I'm you know, the Message was in Happy Feet. The Message, it was in so much different stuff, so many different commercials and Rapper's Delight. So it's like the difference between Rapper's Delight and the Message, and even like you know, Engine Number 9, is pop versus standard hip hop. Our stuff is all pop. The Message is, you know, you can do that in anybody. I did a show with Nile Rodgers, Bette Midler was there, Earth, Wind and Fire. It was all white crowd in Long Island. They you know, they know the message because it's pop. It's not hip hop. It went to the next level as far as that elite level of records. You see what I'm saying? Compared to, like I said, most hip hop is niggerachi. You know.
So how do you feel about hip hop now?
I don't like it.
Not at all. There's nobody now you listen to.
Well, see, my whole thing is this. I don't want to be represented by somebody like a young Yachty or whatever. Just that look. Just that little nasty looking look. I don't want to be represented by. I'm a grown man. I come from the street. I know how to be street. I know how to speak the King's English. I know how to wear suits. I buy shoes. But I'm not going. I don't think black people should be represented by all that little thug imagery, because that's not really who we are. But that's who we're turning out to be, because nobody puts that in check. You know, they give like when somebody do something stupid, or, you know, even the way these guys rap, the mumble rap, you know, just the whole image, and then they give them an excuse for that. Yeah, well, you know, that's them being ignorant, and they shouldn't be ignorant. You see what I'm saying? And do you have some good rappers out there, you know, the Kendrick Lamars, the J. Coles, but that's not the exception. I mean that's the exception. That's not the rule. The rule is, if you act black, you got to be ignorant. and they promote that. That's what's being promoted, and that's what, like, even with hip hop, it's like I'm like I said, I'm not going to be represented. I don't think I should be represented, especially with my history and my pedigree in hip hop. I shouldn't be represented by that. You know what I mean? Like, I'd have to take a back step to stuff like that, and that's, to me, that's garbage.
I understand that wholeheartedly, and me as a person that kind of was, I guess, the last generation that lived through the golden era of hip hop, the Jay-Z's in the '90s, and the DMX and the Eminem and all that, and of being of the industry, seeing that these kids are just being themselves. I would say you could also blame the gatekeepers of hip hop for why hip hop is the way they are now. Because if the generation before us really taught and molded us to be like them or better than them, maybe these guys wouldn't be where they are now. What do you say to that?
I can't really say it was a gatekeeper in hip hop, because, like, as far as from when we was doing it, everybody had their own style. So it was like a million different ways to be hip hop. You see what I'm saying? We wore tights and boots and, spikes and fur tails, and that was our hip hop. Bambaataa and them did something different. Curtis Blow did something different. And then when Run and them came, and they did the one thing, and I always say this, that was, I mean, it worked for them, but it was detrimental to hip hop. They started dressing like regular guys. Like, they started dressing like guys. And that's, and it worked for Run DMC because they went on to be a great group. But then in the chronology of the whole thing, it went on to be the more streeter guy, to the more streeter guy, to DMX, to Ja Rule, to 50 Cent, to Rick Ross. You see what I'm saying? To these guys. And my whole thing is this. Entertainment is entertainment. Entertainment ain't no street guys. You don't get them to entertain. If you want a street guy to do something, the street guy's a fan. You see what I'm saying? A street guy should be put on that level, like, you got to do something other than being a street guy. So it could have been a gatekeeper, but then if it was somebody that was going to be put there, by the time he was there, you can't tell these guys nothing. Like, like a person with, like Melle Mel, I'm the first MC. To a regular hip hop media or whatever, I'm nobody to them. And I might be the most important person that they ever talk to, but officially, I'm nobody. Because why? I did it a long time ago. What was he doing lately? You see what I'm saying? So there's no real gatekeeper, simply because they let the streets control. Cause it was at one time, okay, you want to do a album project. You come with the whole project already done. An A&R, listen to the project, and then say, yeah, I like the project, but you got to get it big on the streets. And all that street shit became very important, but the streets is very unimportant, because it's the streets. The streets is not even really real. Mm-hmm. The streets is like, when you on the streets, when guys on the streets and they selling drugs, they ain't selling drugs, they playing like they selling drugs. How much drugs could you sell on the streets? Gangbangers, you playing. The only thing that's real is the bodies. You playing gangbanging. It's not real. You see what I'm saying? So once hip hop got to that point, that's when you almost couldn't. It just like right now, Jay-Z can't tell none of these young dudes nothing. He's half a billion in. He can't tell none of these young dudes nothing. They'll say, fuck Jay-Z. They'll say it to me. I mean, they might not say it to me because physically, like to my face, they wouldn't say it.
Yeah, you'd be dumb to tell that man fuck you.
But that's what the respect level as far as music and hip hop is a very small respect level. It's all based on money. You know what I mean? It's not based on, true talent.
Okay, I agree, and I think with everything is circular. I think it's like a cycle.
Right.
When hip hop started, we were just trying to get the voice out there. You were trying to tell your plight of what was going on in certain hoods and certain people's lives, to the point where everyone had their story told. Now everyone wants to talk about how rich they are than the next person, and now it's the whole drug. I can sell more drugs than you. Now I can do more drugs than you. And now I think because of the climate of where the world is going with presidents and the culture, it feels like the wokeness will start to be spoken more. Do you think I'm wrong on that aspect?
I would hope that you're right, but like from what I be seeing, like just out on the streets, and you look at Facebook and World Star Hip Hop, it's nasty. It's nasty. Black people, I mean, hip hop, Black people is nasty. I mean, I would never thought that it would come to a point where you could be on the street and or somebody's mother, it could be anybody, and somebody will whip their ass and nobody intervene. They'll have all these people around, nobody intervene, nobody will break it up, somebody will tape it, and then it's always somebody laughing. And what the hell was so funny? Like some of the stuff is funny. I mean, some funny is funny. But but not all of that. What is so funny about somebody's aunt getting beat up or some little girl getting jumped? And this is what, this is what life in inner city life has become. And that's really not who we are, but it's through the music and just the dumbing down of what you would actually expect from a person. You see what I'm saying? It got so dumbed down that that's all it is left. Like as soon as something happened, everybody going for their phone. You see somebody getting stomped out, instead of calling 911, listen, they stomp it. Everybody, like it's Cecil B. DeMille, like it's something, and I don't know if they can come back from that, because see how I see social media is this. If you're somebody on Facebook and Instagram, that don't make you somebody. There's a bunch of nobodies out there in the Facebook world, and they may get, you may get 1,000 likes, but you're fucking nobody. Let's face it. If it wasn't for Facebook and it wasn't for you just standing there putting all that time in Facebook, you would be a nobody. And then the main thing is you can't do nothing in the real world. That's why a fight break out, nobody's going to break up the fight. Now this is in real time stuff going on. Nobody's trying to break up the fight, mediate it. Listen, everybody's just standing around. They doing a whole social media kind of thing. You just standing around. You the prop. This dude got the camera, and then somebody's laughing. And then this is how life is. This is how they want it to be in that social media. Like nobody is regulating nobody. Nobody is saying, listen, that's wrong. That's not the right thing to do.
I agree. There should be some sort of mediation and regulation going on. But how do you regulate the web?
You can't. See, that's the whole point.
It's the Wild West.
That's the whole point. And like I said, the one thing that's wrong with it is that people would rather be a somebody in social media than just be somebody. You see what I'm saying? My whole thing, and I don't get a lot of likes on Facebook. I used to be on Facebook when it first came out, and I'd be working out, and I show them the picture, and every time I worked out, and I show them the picture, and then after a while, oh yeah, I get more negative comment, and I was trying to do it like to inspire people into doing something positive, but it didn't work out like that. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I got more, and then you'll have somebody and they'll just be on Facebook like, yeah, I had a great day. Getting ready to go eat some carrot cake, all is good. And he'll get like 500 likes. Like, what the fuck did he do? What the fuck is that all about?
We're in the studio, Jermaine, man, EmEz. It's the sit down. Melle Mel's in the building. Now, let's talk about, all right, I'm a huge Jay-Z fan. Like I said, I grew up in that era. And it says here, he's a white guy. Jay-Z's a white guy. He's a white businessman. He's a clown. Did you say that?
I did say that.
Why do you feel this way, sir?
Because that's what it is. And it's not only Jay-Z. See, I just use Jay-Z because I said his name in particular. And see, and this is what most people don't understand, what most ghetto people don't understand. To really make it in the real world, you have to affiliate yourself with white people. And it's not like you're gonna be in the hood and come out the hood and don't have nothing to do with white people and make it. But see, the reason why I fought the Jay-Z's and all of them is that when they make it, they still try to make themselves seem like they hood. Now, when I make it into the money round, I'm moving out of the hood, and I'm going to let all the black guys that I know, I'm not fucking with y'all. Because nobody fuck with them anyway. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Even if I get rich and I give 12 people scholarships to go to college, those are not street black guys. Those are somebody that could have made it anyway, but I'm just helping them make it. Ain't nobody going to jail and talking to these weird dudes. They don't, Puffy and none of them don't mess with black people. They friends. You think Puffy came up with Ciroc on his own? No, he did not. He knows nothing about vodka except you drink it. You see what I'm saying? So they all are white guys because they make their money, they make their type of fame And you can only make it by dealing with white people, but they don't tell black people that. And then all the guys in the hood, they up shooting each other up and, trying to do these little bullshit little drug games. And they not understanding to get to the next level, you got to have white friends. Like Jay-Z has white friends. He has a lot of white friends. You're not gonna be to the level where he is. And the main guys, when he made the deal with Prokhorov, whatever the guy that owned the Nets,
Yeah.
that was a Russian white guy that brought him in to get in a certain type of clientele. And then when Jay-Z moved into the next level, he had to sell the shares that he had so it wouldn't be a conflict of interest when he started doing the sports, the sports management thing. Mm-hmm. All of that is white people.
But what is? I'm kind of misunderstanding. Is it wrong?
And the clown? No, it's not. But you have to tell somebody. That's where you're a clown. Because you're not telling the people that need to know this. You're not telling them that. That's like I said. When I move out of the ghetto and I don't have nothing to do with black people, I don't deal with y'all like that because I know you. We're cool. You know what I mean? We good. But I don't make money with y'all like that. So I'm not messing with y'all. Which is what they do, but the clown part is they not telling these people that. Because you got to get to that level. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. People from here don't mess with people way down here. That's what's going on. That's the reality. Jay-Z, when the last time you think Jay-Z been to Marcy Projects? When the last time you think that Puffy been to Mount Vernon or wherever he's from? He hasn't. Because he's not supposed to. Unless he's coming to help somebody on the way out. See, that's the good and bad. When I came up in the hood, the ghetto was not supposed to be permanent. You was just supposed to be there and then you leave. Now that is bad because it's like it's just like when you cut and run, you don't come back. But there's a reason why you don't come back, and now you can't come back because they weirdos. It's too many. It's way too many weirdos in the hood with that gang banging. It's like everybody took. They took hood life and ghetto, they took it way too serious. The crazy weaves, the crazy names with the kids, the sagging of the pants. It's way too, and where do you go with that? Where do you go with that other than the hood? Where do you go with that?
Have you been watching, or have you watched the Get Down?
I watched the first season of the Get Down.
Season 2 has been on, and it kind of documents the very first beginnings of hip hop in the Bronx and all that whatnot. So I asked you to say that. Do you think they're doing a good job doing that? Or depicting that time? Yeah.
Because the Get Down looks the way it's supposed to look. It sounds the way it's supposed to sound. It got the right feel. And I just don't think that they, it's like it's a classic hip hop. The outsiders come in and then they dictate what's going on the inside. So okay, they got Flash writing. I think Raheem. They've got Flash. He's an executive producer. They got Raheem is one of the writers. But a lot of people that's involved in hip hop that should be benefiting from the Get Down, they ain't benefiting from the Get Down, and they'll never benefit from the Get Down. So that's and I don't have no problem with the Get Down because there's always other things to do. Like I don't care whoever did what in hip hop, it never stopped me from getting a meal. So it don't matter to me, But it's just like so many different things, the BET Hip Hop Awards, VH1 Honors, all these things that has something to do with hip hop. It's outsiders coming inside, and now all of a sudden the insiders are kept outside. Like, we don't need, Kaz or Mel as a consultant. We already got Nelson George, and then this is how we doing it. You see what I'm saying? And that's what, that's what a lot of that. That's what a lot of that turns out to be, and it don't really. It benefits people that's in the business if you locked in, but it don't benefit hip hop in the whole because, they don't see, where we get to come up. You don't never see that. Like even in hip hop, even just for what represents hip hop, you had gangsters represented, pimps, hustlers, hoes. Anybody could get a deal except for the guy that want to rap and do hip hop. You can't. You hip hop. Come on, what's the angle? You're not a gangbanger. Yeah. What do you do?
Melle Mel's dropping some jewels in here, man. It's a sit down with your main man, EmEz. So what's in the works for you going forward in the future?
Well, like I said, we got a lot of shit, things going. You know, we got the tour coming up. I mean, I always work on music. We trying to do some fitness stuff. We got a school program that we do, Windows of Hip Hop. You know, like we're trying to, help kids, invigorate them as far as in learning and making sure that they understand that their education is the most important thing. Because that's a lot of the hip hop, supposed hip hop culture kind of takes away from the fact that, as a kid, your job is to go to school and learn. And then when you don't do that, it's easy like that school to prison pipeline. I don't understand that, because if you stayed your ass in school, you'd never go to prison. You see what I'm saying? It's the fact that when you leave, and then we allow kids to leave. I walked away from my education. I was in like the intellectually gifted class when I walked away from mine, because I thought I knew so much, and they just let me walk away. I just so happened to be lucky enough to get into hip hop, and then I made a career. But the average kid will walk away from it, and then they'll say, you can't really get a good education and there ain't no opportunities. Your education was really your only opportunity. So with the windows of hip hop, we just try to make sure that kids understand that the education is the most important thing, and without that, you don't go nowhere. You can't shoot your way out. You can't fuck your way out. The only way you're gonna get out is you got to learn your way out, and you got to work your way out. That's the only way to do it, and that's what we try to implement in the kids before it get to the jail part.
Amen.
Because we almost sacrifice most of our kids to jail simply because, oh yeah, well there ain't no opportunity, so I don't blame them for hustling. But I do, because first of all you go to jail, second of all you fucked up your own neighborhood. Why would anybody have no problem with a kid hustling? Mm-hmm. You see especially the way as it is today, is not hustling like by way of making, the kingpin era. That's long gone. You make sneaker money hustling nowadays, and
He's out here hustling for Jordan gun.
I mean, you don't see the fancy cars the way it used to be back in the day. You know what I mean? Like all the big cars, and you may see it, but that's not the rule. You don't make money. You actually, it was studies. You make more long term working at McDonald's than you do hustling. Guaranteed.
That's a nice Snapple fact for you.
Yeah, guaranteed. Because once you get popped, the money stops.
You ain't lying.
You see what I'm saying? And then by the time you get out, you ain't gonna, your boys ain't gonna let you pick up where you left off.
You've been replaced.
Right. You get murdered out here. You know what I'm saying? So, just that whole, like I said earlier, the people take that whole little street thing, that ghetto thing, they took it way too serious. You know what I mean? And it's like we locked in that ghetto bubble, and then people don't want to understand that. You know what I mean? You gotta see both sides of life. I'm from the streets. I can literally sleep on the street. Literally sleep on the street, but I don't want to, because I know my bed is a lot more comfortable. You see what I'm saying? And anybody that I could have a conversation with, I could talk to the brothers, but I could talk to white guys too, and articulate, without the angry, because that's all you get out of, the Black Lives Matter movement, and then see like how black people think now. They want to get treated equal compared to what King and them did. That was based on that. That's not based on the Black Lives Matter movement now, like a bunch of angry niggas blocking traffic. You don't get respect for that. You get respect because of how King and them did it, how they did it, and the hard work that they put in. You see what I'm saying? It ain't no. Where's the hard work that black people put in now? It's almost non-existent, because they, they talk their way out of, just even a job. Like a job is a sucker to the average player. You ain't nobody. You just a bus driver. How the bus driver ain't nobody? The nigga that drive the bus is the mailman is nobody? I remember when we grew up, the mailman used to bring that check the 1st and the 15th. He was the biggest somebody on the block. The mailman. Like, how you doing, Mr. Dempsey?
There you go. You ain't lying.
You know what I mean?
Amen.
Now, the only people that somebody's, like a killer could be a somebody, even in that whole hip-hop context. Like, at one time, the biggest rapper was a drug dealer. It's like, come on. You know what I mean? I personally don't respect that. I don't respect, like, all that Rick Ross. I don't respect that. First of all, you're not Rick Ross. Second of all, you didn't hit off the real Rick Ross. Now the real Rick Ross, he's a scumbag too, because all he was just a dope dealer. But at least he really did it. At least he really did the 25 years, and the feds, and all that. He, this Rick, oh yeah, and you a big meat, Larry Hoover. You a rapper? Stop. Could you at least admit that? Could you at least admit that? Like they try to keep the shit going. Could you at least admit the shit? Like that shit, that's dirty to me. I mean, some of the worst shit in the world is like the fake drug dealer or the fake killer. Could you at least admit you never killed nobody? I mean, I never killed nobody. I ain't mad. You know what I mean? I never shot nobody. I never stabbed nobody. I ain't never had to. You know why? I do music. I'm just a rap guy. I'm a bullshitter. You know what I mean? I sit around, talk shit, I bullshit all day. And so do they. But they, come on, stop. Out of all them big rap beefs, nobody never even got hurt with these guys. Out of every rap beef, you killers, yeah, we kill.
Got a point. Talking some truths, man.
And they both got enough money. They could meet wherever. They could buy their own island and go meet. And you see what I'm saying? But it's just that, and my whole thing is, there's nothing wrong with that. But as far as how I am with people, just tell people what it is. Tell them what it is. Don't bullshit. Don't bullshit people. Like I'm the kind of nigga, I'm not going to have a will. I'm going to have a won't. I'm going to hit you off if I got it. And the rest of the shit, you won't get it. Don't leave me the fuck alone. Don't be hovering over my bed. I'm trying to get my last breaths in and get right with God, and y'all hovering, seeing when I'm going to go and scheming on the watch and who's going to get the house or who's going to get... Tell people what it is. You mess with a girl, if you just want to smash out, tell her you want to smash out. She might let you smash out. Don't tell her, yeah, it's just going to be me and you. No, it's not going to be me and you. You know what I mean? It's going to be you and Mr. Jaime over here. That's what it's going to be. Tell people what it is. People do too much. It's too much, and it don't make for good people. It ain't a lot of good, for me. There ain't a lot of good dudes out there. There's not a lot of good people out there because they waste too much time bullshitting each other.
You ain't lying. Melle Mel, thank you for coming through, man. I really appreciate it. Dropping some jewels on the kids out here. Any last words you want to tell the people?
For all the guys that's going to jail, because we've been talking about this for a long time, me and my brother John, with the gang banging, they done brought in the Homeland Security. So all these guys are going to go to jail. They're going to do Fed time. And when you do Fed time,